is tough for young kids. They are learning a lot of new skills, including how to coordinate their lips, their tongue, and their teeth. And they're also exploring a variety of new flavors and textures that can be overwhelming to children. There's a lot of common difficulties that kids could have while they're trying to eat. Some include pocketing, or where they are getting a bolus of foods kind of stuck in their cheek here, and they're unable to get it down their throat. Or they could have a tongue thrust where their tongue kind of comes protruding out of their mouth, pushing the food and not able to get the food in their mouth. So there's a variety of reasons for different feeding difficulties, medical reasons like a tongue tie or allergies, or just kind of long use of bottles and pacifiers, or just unknown reasons. But no matter what the reason, it is important to try and teach your kid to eat and eat normally. So these next ideas will try to help normalize how your child eats, but know that making sure your child gets food intake and gets a nutritional intake to keep up their weight and keep growing is the most important thing. So first we're going to talk about pocketing. So when you have that food already stuck in the mouth, you can just gently kind of rub on the cheek, or you can just gently tap where that food is to kind of wake them up and remind them that that food is there and that they can feel it in that cheek. You could also work on waking them up before eating. And so we could use this little nook brush that's got the little plastic on it. So if I had him open his mouth, I would just have kind of gently push down on his tongue. Maybe do it about 10 times. 8, 9, 10. Or I might roll it in his cheeks. I would roll up and do 10 on his right cheek, and then I would do 10 on the left cheek, just so that his tongue is ready and his tongue can move side to side to clear that food, and his cheek is there and can feel that food sitting in there. You could also use a vibrating toothbrush. So you could use the toothbrush on the cheeks in here, just kind of gently massage it, do some circles in there, do circles on both sides. Do a little on the tongue, and you can also do some on the roof of the mouth, down in the gum lines, really kind of however you feel would work best and kind of the areas you need. If you're looking for more wake-up ideas that are a little longer, check out the mouth stimulation video to see some more ideas. All right, now we're going to talk about how to treat a tongue thrust. In order to treat a tongue thrust, we're going to try and get that tongue back in the mouth, and we're going to try and strengthen all your muscles around your mouth to keep it in there. So if you are spoon feeding your child, as you go in, you really want to push down on the tongue, so push that tongue back in and push it down. So as I go in, his tongue is out, I'm going to bring it back in with me, and I'm going to apply pressure down. And he's going to go ahead and eat that food, and I'll pull it back out. So if we do that again, you ready for it? Okay, so that tongue comes out, and I'm going to push it back in, and I'm going to apply that pressure downwards. He's going to eat it, and we're going to come back out. So the next thing that you could also work on is that drinking out of a straw really forces that tongue in, because you can't drink out of a straw with your mouth open or with your tongue out. And so if I have Harper here drink out of that straw, she's really forcing those muscles to work, and she's keeping that tongue in her mouth. Some other activities that are helpful are ones that work on blowing, because it forces those lips to come out, and it keeps that tongue in your mouth. So one activity you could do would be to blow some bubbles. Try it again. Good job. Oh, in the pudding it goes. You could also do different toys, like those birthday ones, or those pinwheels that go around in circles. Or you could even have different races with feathers, or this is a ping pong ball. So I'm going to put it down on the table, and she's going to try and push it across the table. Try again. Good job. Another way to work on tongue thrusting is to actually get the food into their mouth. And so using things like veggie straws or other items that you cut up in this shape that's long, skinny, really helps you push it back towards their cheek. So it could be apple slices, veggie straws, whatever your child eats that would be helpful. So I'm going to bring it up to his mouth, and I'm going to put it back towards him, and he's going to bite. If your child's a little bit younger and doesn't bite like that, try using smaller pieces that you can get right in there. and that'll help get it into his mouth, and his tongue doesn't have an option or doesn't have an opportunity even to push that food back out. If feeding difficulties persist after trying these strategies, consult an occupational therapist or a physician to explore more ideas and make sure your child is staying on track with their eating.